plate.
This truck's gonna burn some carbonics.
So there's a whole bunch of folks right now saying, hey.
They're boojas. Boojas. Boojas.
Nasty, nasty, nasty. Yeah, now we can breathe easy.
Piece of chocolate cake.
All right, guys, here we are again with this beautiful 1969 Ford F100 here in the Orange Wires garage. We got that engine ready to go. It's back here at the back, it's ready to go. And what I want to do is take out the transmission. So I want to get the transmission out. I want to try to put a new bushing in, a new seal in, a new filter and screen and pan gasket, get all that put in. Because we are leaking a little bit of transmission fluid, who knows where, I don't even know. I hope this transmission is good. But I want to get it all out, and then I want to get it bolted to the engine and put it both back in together. It's just so much easier to do that, and this Ford truck has just a ton of room. So why don't we go ahead and see if we can get the drive shaft loose, get that out from under the truck, and then we'll see if we can't just pull this transmission out. Hopefully it'll come out, it'll be pretty easy. So let's stop talking and let's get to work. So here's our progress so far. Got that big old drive shaft out. Come out pretty easy. And then I know where the transmission leak's coming from. It's coming from the filler tube. So that thing's just flopping around under there. So we got the jack kind of holding the transmission up. So I gotta get the lines disconnected for the cooling and the shifter linkage, and then see if we can get it out. So there's a whole bunch of folks right now saying, hey, take that transmission out the bottom. And that's probably what I should do, but I don't think that's what I'm gonna do. I think it'd be better for me to just ease it right through here, if I can. All right, we should have him all rigged up now. And there she is, just like that on the ground. Maybe I should have took it out through the bottom, but that's okay. Probably gonna go ahead and take that cross member out anyway, and then we'll get some of this fluid cleaned up, get everything ready to work on this transmission. As pretty as the design looks, the pink is not good. Should be bright red, the pink is not good. We're gonna go ahead and take this pan off. We're gonna see if we can get this thing off, because I do have a brand new filter for it, brand new screen. So hopefully we can just scooch this thing right off, get it all swapped out. It should be Ford C4 transmission. Hopefully I got the right filter for it. We can get this all cleaned up and ready to go back in. That should be all the bolts. Hoping it would just come right loose. Let's grab us a putty knife. We're just gonna take this putty knife and see if we can find us a spot to just start easing this thing out of here. There's literally no telling how long this pan has been on this transmission. And you have to kind of be careful. And see, that's what I can't figure out, is where did all this come from? I mean, look at that. So, I mean, that's complete filth. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Maybe it's just come in through the dipstick tube over time where it's been sitting and sitting and sitting. And I really want this transmission to be good, but I'm really doubting it right now. Y'all comment below, what are the odds of this transmission being any good at all? I don't know. you comment, let me know. How did all the water get in this transmission? But we can see the little filter here, and I've got one. Let's see if it's the same. So let's go ahead and take the screen off and see how it looks underneath. These little buggers are 5/16. Oh crap. There's something wide open. Don't know what that was. But as you can see here, this filter is really, really, really clean. Like really clean. Like all of that junk that was in it, it hasn't sucked any of it up in it. Now let's see what a little spring flew out. And probably a ball. We went ahead and got us a new filter and pan gasket. We're definitely gonna put that in. And y'all be really, really careful if you take this out, because this spring and this little plunger, it goes right up in there. And that sucker flew out like Batman. And I like to never found it. But I found it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this new filter put in. And then hopefully, I mean, up in here, it looks really good. So I'm thinking that a lot of that trash came in right through this dipstick because it was just flopping and the O-ring was no good. And there's a very good chance that a lot of that just came in through there because the filter, it didn't suck any of it up. And the filter looks really good, but we're going to go ahead and put in our new filter. It's hard to hold, but I'm going to try. So we got that one. I'm trying to get another one. Yeah, now we can breathe easy. We got them all in there. So now we're just gonna start the rest. Got that little spring with that little plunger on it back in there. And I think I got it back in there right. At least I hope I did. It looks like there's only one way it can go. And we got it. We got it headed our way. It's just a little bitty spring and a little bitty plunger. And I'm not that good at automatic transmissions. I have no earthly idea what it does. But I know that this filter needs to be clean. And it looks like it's really clean. So that's all we need. Get this thing cleaned up. And maybe we'll just let it hang here for a little while. Get rid of all that gunk that was in the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and just run these up a little bit here. And then we're going to try to just keep it all flat. So I had looked all over this transmission for that tag and finally found it. Can't wait to decode it. So we're going to try to ease this seal out. Hopefully, just gently, we can get this oil seal out because I got a new oil seal and I want to do as much to this transmission as I can while I got it out, because hopefully it's going to be good enough to get us back and forth to town here in a few short days. That's what we're kind of after. We just want to drive this thing and see if it's going to drive okay, and then we just keep on fixing her up, doing, oh, look at that. Did you see it turn? Did y'all see it turn? Look at that. But I got the seal out. Piece of cake. Piece of chocolate cake. Look at that. I think we put the seal back. All you gotta do is get the rust off.
That's Dusty. Dusty lens cap.
Yeah, so we just took a wire brush. We wiped this all down, knocked the rust off of it. Now we're gonna take some Rust-Oleum primer. Gonna shake it up real good. Start painting this thing, get it ready. We're gonna give it a nice color underneath the truck so everybody sees it. Maybe orange. That kind of about came off. Gotta get these cylinders cleaned up.
But it should be, man, it should be good. I ain't saying that we might not have an oil leak or something. Man, I put new oil pan gasket, new intake gasket, new front timing cover seal, new rear main seal, new valve cover gaskets. And we got new exhaust manifold gaskets. I just left spark plugs in to keep getting from paint in the cylinders.
Ford Blue.
I spent 2 days cleaning it and painting it. That's no lie.
Did you take a brush to it? Paint it?
Yeah, I spent 1 day cleaning it, and then I primered it with that rusty metal primer.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I should have a 5/8 spark plug wrench in that.
This guy.
Yep. See, it's got a rubber tip. Look at that.
Right on it.
Got a little carried away with the paint, flattening it all back out. Because I think for the time being, we're probably just going to put our manifolds back.
There's one of the sockets. I think this one,
Alrighty guys, we've been working on the motor, been working on the transmission. We got everything kind of coming together our way. We got a little bit of rusty metal primer put on the drive shaft. We kind of cleaned up our exhaust ports. We got our tabs on our engine here. So we're getting ready to hook the chain to this thing, and we're gonna bolt the transmission to it. We got the new seal in the transmission. We got the new filter in the transmission. We got the new filter pan gasket on the transmission. And I'm gonna put a new O-ring on that filler tube, and hopefully that takes care of all the leaks that we had, because I think a lot of that moisture run down that filler tube just from sitting in time and it just being floppy there, and the O-ring was bad, so it would just condense on that. Hopefully, I don't know how else water can get in the transmission unless you just pour it in there. You just can't get it in there. But I think it's gonna be about all for this evening. We'll catch up with you tomorrow in the morning. And it is the next day here, and we got the cherry picker out. We're gonna lift this engine up. We're gonna get it bolted to that transmission. We were able to decode that transmission. It is a 1975 model. Looks like it came out of maybe a Maverick or a Ford Granada. Somebody changed the bell housing on it, stuck it in this truck, so that's good to know. We got our new seal in that thing. We got our new filter and pan gasket on that. Everything is coming together really good. So we're going to jack this motor up. We're going to get it off the stand. We're going to put the flywheel back on, put some thread locker on that, get everything torqued down, bolt the transmission to it, and we're going to put it back in the truck. So that's enough talking. Let's get to work. Oh, we gotta get them jacked up. So we're gonna jack them up. Just get it off the stand. So we're gonna get the stand off and get the stand put back up. Because it did serve its purpose. Well, gonna grab the flywheel and the Loctite and get that put back on. It's not really, I guess I shouldn't call it a flywheel, it's a flex plate. Flex plate! So getting everything set. Try to get this back on. This is the one that came off for $289. So you're gonna stick that right up on the dowels. Boom, right on the dowels. And then this is our flex plate. It came off the $289. So if we look close, we can see right there is where it went on the crankshaft. So it's the same spot. It'll be right like that. So then I got some thread locker. So we're gonna put the thread locker on it. We're just gonna put some thread locker on these, kind of get it all started and headed our way. Then we're gonna tighten everything up, get it all torqued down. Because that'll just keep us lined up, these long ones, while I get that torque converter to just slide right in, which won't be a big deal at all. We're gonna go ahead and just scooch all them right out. So we got the big ones in, so we're gonna ease these out. Just to try to get our transmission torque converter to turn and line the bolt hole up, not be in a bind. And then we'll be golden. Should be golden. So now we're really close. Oh, so close. Have to show y'all how close. Check this out, how close we are. So right there is our bolt, just wanting to come through ever so slightly. I'm so happy. Check it out. It's all lined up. Just worked out flawlessly, perfect. So I'm gonna put some Loctite on these little bolts. Gonna snug it all up. I'm super fired up. You heard me talk about the dipstick and how I think that's how the water got in. So check that O-ring out. Check that out. See how messed up that O-ring is? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that replaced and get this dipstick tube put back on the transmission. Get it all bolted down so it won't be flopping. Yeah, we're gonna try to get this put back in. I got a new O-ring on there. And then I greased it a little bit. And I'm hoping I can get it in there without rolling the O-ring. Oh, that fit just like a glove. So this right here is all kind of in our way. I was afraid it would be. We don't put no more washers on. Working for a week and a half, a whole week and a half to get to this moment. We're about ready. I got the engine mounts just temporary down here because it runs them bolts if you miss, and it kind of goes down and hits on that. It messes up the threads, and I really don't want to mess up the threads. These are brand new engine mounts for a 65 Mustang. I hope they work. So what we're going to do now, we're going to scooch the hood off.
What did he say?
We'll get the hood out of the way, and we got the motor and the transmission bolted together. I really wish that we could have cleaned up the transmission and made it look brand new too, but something tells me this might not be the first time that we pull this sucker out. So we got a set of spark plugs. So I think we'll just go ahead and put those in after we get the motor put in. Probably be the simplest thing to do. So why don't we just stop talking about it and jack this cherry picker up and put this motor up in the truck.
How's that possible?
It's possible. It's upside down.
This is?
Yeah. You see it? Hey, tell me what you feel about it.
I feel it.
I was going to get that exhaust out, and then we're going to have to use it. So we'll get our headers worked out. So this is where the back of the transmission may have to come up. So I should be able to lift from the motor down.
I'm hungry on something though.
Well, is it? I can't see what you're on.
Me neither. It's crazy.
Is it not hitting the transmission?
No, it ain't there yet. Like it ain't. It's like that far away from the.
Yep. Take me to your leader. I'm the leader of the pack. That's got an on in it. Don't mean to be pulling. I'm missing my good ratchet strap. I don't like this, Sam, I am. I do not like green egg and ham. Alright, finally got it rigged up. That's the first dang job of mine.
Look at that.
Can't beat a good ratchet strap, can you?
Mm-mm.
Did you know it was gonna do that?
Do not.
Look at that. You like that?
Yeah.
Burn some carbon in this truck. This truck's gonna burn some carbonics. I think that's 54 on that one. It is. That's good. 54 thousandths. Motorcraft all the way, baby. Motorcraft all the way. Get them all gapped. And I'm gonna get them put in. And be ready. Put the distributor in next. They're Bujas. 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 All right, that's all 8, man. All 8. We're gonna put them in the truck. We're gonna get the carburetor put on. I'm gonna fire this thing up. There's way down in there. Didn't get to nothing.
You need this back.
Yeah, I'm about ready to tighten them. I've got them all in. One of the blue ones I have. There it is. I mean, these look really good. How does that go? Like that?
Yeah.
That. And then you got this plate. And I'm guessing it goes like that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a new gasket. Right? That don't look right. There we go. And then we get our big 2-barrel on there like that. And boy, we barely got nuts to tighten it down. So I'll probably have to have, like maybe, if I had a end socket, maybe. I can't even start this one. Barely caught. I'm hoping it don't strip. Look at that.
Alrighty guys, so we got down under here, wrestled this big motor in with the transmission all at one time. Got it in there, got it bolted down. Next thing we did was take our gaskets and our manifold, get that on, get the spark plugs in, put the carburetor on, got all that ready. Next thing we're gonna have to do is work on this big spaghetti mess over here and get all them wires wired up. Put our starter on, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get to listen to this thing run. So we'll catch up with you guys in the morning.
It is the next day here, and we have just worked like crazy last night, kind of getting this engine back in, getting everything together. I noticed that I just don't think that I can get the radiator put in and get a fan put on there, keep everything cool, and I really don't want to start this big 5.0 high output engine until we got everything in place. So I'm gonna have to order up a radiator to kind of make sure that we got room, maybe with some electric fans. We want to keep it really, really cool. We were able to get the exhaust manifolds put back on. We were able to get the carburetor put back on. We got the drive shaft painted. We got a lot of things ready to go back in, but we're gonna have to wait a couple of days to get some parts in. So I don't want to keep you from watching what we've done so far. So that's gonna be a wrap for today's videos, guys. This 1969 Ford truck is absolutely been a blast to work on. We've really enjoyed the journey so far. If you like videos like this and you like the content, drop us a like. It really helps us out. We do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by and watching the videos. Drop us a comment. Let us know what you think so far. What you think about this 1969 Ford F100. What you think about the Ford 5.0 high output engine we put in here. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Real Orange Wires. We always post there before YouTube. We'll catch you next time in the 1969. We're out.